Welcome to Jayflair Designs. This tutorial is about making a basic Igbo Madam's blouse. Now this blouse is really basic with a classic princess cut, and I decided to add ruffles on the sleeve area just to give it an extra vagant look. So I'll be using my basic fitted patterns, my front and back patterns. So this is my front pattern. It has two darts, the bust dart and the waist dart, and this is my back pattern. It has only the waist dart. This is the fabric I'll be using. It's a luxury lace fabric with beads and pearls on it. It has a very beautiful pattern. I got just 1 yard of this fabric and that will be enough. And this is the lining. It's a satin fabric. I got 2 yards of the lining. So let's start with the pattern drafting. I'll start by marking my blouse length. The blouse length for this pattern is 27 inches. So I'll be taking that from my shoulder, and that is 27 inches. So I'm just going to square out a line from the center front, and that becomes the hem line of my pattern. At the side of my pattern, I'll go up by 1.5 inch to give it that rounded effect at the hem line. I don't want the hem line to be straight, so just to give it that curved effect, I went up by 1.5 inch and then connected back to the hem line. Then I'll cut it off, and this is the pattern I'll be working with right now, and that's the center front. So I decided to cut out from my waistline so that I can work on the upper part of my pattern, which is the basic bodice. Now you can choose to work with the full pattern from the beginning, but it's kind of easier for me to work with only the basic bodice. I'm going to mark my bust arc using my bust arc radius, and my compass is going to do the work faster. You can use your measuring tape to do this, but I have my compass here today. So my pattern is looking like this. I'm going to cut out my bust dart and then open up my waist dart to transfer all the excess from my bust dart to my waist dart. In order to do my over bust tightening, I'll be dividing my shoulder seam into two and then connect that point to my bust point. And then on this line, I'll be marking my over bust contour at the point where the line touches the bust arc. So on each sides of this line, I'll be marking ½ inch, a total of 1 inch. That's what I'll be using for the tightening of my over bust. You can do more than that. You can do 1.5 if the person is very busty, maybe a plus size person. I'll be doing my under bust tightening now, and my under bust measurement is 36 inches divided by 4, that's 9 inches. So I'll measure from the center front all the way to the side of my pattern, and wherever 9 inches is, I'll just stop and then mark the excess. Okay, so I just continued measuring. So I have 9 inches there, that's 9 inches. So I'll be dividing the difference into two. At the front part, I'll be marking 3/8, and at the back part, I'll be marking 5/8. I usually give the back part more. Okay, so I'll just connect that point to my waistline, And I'll do the same thing for this other part. Just connect to my waistline. So this is my under bust tightening, and what's left is to draw the curve to connect to my bust points. So I'm just going to add paper at the bottom, tape it down, and then using my curved ruler, I'll be connecting my bust point to the under bust. Just watch what I'm doing. Just connect using your curved ruler. Okay, so I've done this one. I'm doing this other one now. So my pattern is looking good. I've done my under bust tightening. I've done my over bust tightening. So the next thing is to draw my style line. My neckline for this pattern is a very basic neckline, but this is the neckline I'll be using. A very basic neckline. Can you see that? And so I'm going to be closing the over bust contour, and then I'll redraw the line. Can you see that? The line has shifted, so I'm going to have to redraw it. Okay. Ensure that you do this. Ensure that you redraw your line so that the dart legs can match up properly when you are sewing. No one will be longer than the other. That's why you have to do this. So guys, this is how far we have gone. We're almost done with the pattern drafting. I'll be working on the shoulder strap area. I'll be using 2.5, so I'll just mark 2.5 there and at the top, and then connect with a straight line to form my shoulder strap. So I will contour that line. I'll just go down by 3/8 and then connect to the shoulder tip there, and then I'll be cutting out that part. This is my new shoulder seam, 2.5. Okay, I'll be discarding that part. So I'll just label the various parts of this strap so that I won't be confused when I'm done cutting, because I'll be joining the front strap to the back. So to make it easy for me, I'm just going to label the various parts. Okay, and this is the front. I'll be cutting out my neckline, and to do that I must fold the contour. Okay, so I have this, and then I'll bring back the down part. Like I said, you can work on your full pattern without cutting out from the waistline, but I guess I'm used to doing this. So I brought it back, I've taped it down, and then I'll cut out from the dart. There is a dart at the down part. I'll just cut out the dart for this other part and then tape it to the other side of my pattern. Okay, so I'm just taping this other side down. So my pattern is looking good. I'll just cut out all the pattern pieces and show you guys what it looks like. So this is my pattern right now for the front, and this is the strap. I'll just have to cut out the strap also, and then I'll cut out the excess on the shoulder. Can you see that? Then I'll keep it. I have to keep this safely and then work on the back pattern. I'll be doing very little on the back. Okay, let me start with a strap. I'll divide my shoulder seam by 2, and then I'll mark 2.5 like I did in the front, and then connect with a straight line to form the back strap. And then I'm going to contour the shoulder seam by marking 3/8 and then connect to the shoulder tip there. So this is my new shoulder seam. I'll cut out that part. Okay, so for the neckline, I'm going to be extending my dart leg to the chest, the back span. The back span, that's across the back line. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to extend my dart leg, and this is the contour for the back neckline. Okay, so I'll just draw my neckline, my back neckline right now, a very basic back neckline also. Okay, so this is my back neckline, and then where the neckline touches my dart, I'll just fold it around there and then redraw the line. Okay, the difference is very little compared to the front, very little. I'll just use my hand to mark it. Okay, so this is my back pattern, and then I'll be working on the M line. I'll just step down by 27 inches. Remember my full length of my blouse is 27, so I'll just repeat the same process and square a line. And then at the side of the front, I'll step up by 1.5 inches, then use my curved ruler to connect it to the M line to give it a rounded effect at the M line. Okay, so I'll just cut that out. So I'm just highlighting. So I'm just going to label this part as shoulder, armhole, back. This is the back strap. So I'm going to cut out right now. Well, this is the center back and this is the side back. 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm just going to cut out my darts to separate my pattern, and this is it. And for the strap, I'll also cut out the strap. Now I'll be joining my front and back strap. Remember how I labeled the two of them? So I'm just going to join it on the shoulder seam, so there won't be any shoulder joining. Okay guys, this is my pattern. Okay, let's cut. I've placed my patterns on my fabric. The center front is on fold and I have 2. I'll be using one as an underlining and the other as the lining. So let's cut. I'll be cutting with 1/2 inch seam allowance at the M line. Okay, so my pattern is on my lace. I'm just going to cut out on my lace after cutting on my lining. And this is the sleeve, basic sleeve, very basic sleeve. So the M line of the sleeve has scallops. These are all my pattern pieces right now. This is the sleeve, this is the shoulder strap, the front, and this is the back. So that's all for the cutting. Now I'll be taking out my pins right now, and then I'll be joining all my pattern pieces together. This is the front. I've placed my lace on my underlining, and then I'm going to be joining the sides to the center piece. So I'll just pin them down. That's the center, front, and the sides. So I'll be repeating the same process on the lining. The same process that I did on the fabric is what I'll be doing on the lining, and then I'll be sewing on 1/2 inch. And this is a shoulder strap, so I already placed it on the underlining, and then I'll just pin that down. Okay, so for the breast pad area, I'm going to be making my cup myself. I didn't get a bra cup, so I'll step in by 2 inches from the side and then use my curved ruler to connect it to the under bust, and that's the pattern I'll be using for my cup. I'll be cutting out from the under bust, and this is the pattern I'll be using for my cup. I'm making my cup myself, so I'll just cut out from my under bust. Okay guys, so this is it. This is the pattern I'll be using to cut on my soft wadding. This is my soft wadding, so I'll be using this. I didn't add any seam allowance, so I'll be cutting 2 for each. The center front is on fold, and then I'll be ironing this soft wadding on my fabric. Yeah, this is it. I'm just going to iron it on my fabric. And then for the center front piece, I should have done this before sewing, but I'm sorry I did not. When making yours, ensure to pad it before sewing so that it relaxes more. Okay, so I'm just going to take it to my ironing table and then iron it down. Okay, and then I'm also going to be using my foam as my bra cup. I'm making my bra cup myself, so this is how I'll be doing it. I'll just, the same pattern I used for the wadding is what I'm going to be using for the bra cup. So I joined it at the top, and then I'm going to cut out. So I'll take out my pins right now, and then I'm going to be sewing the under of my bra cup. I'm going to be sewing them together using my needle and thread. So just watch what I'll be doing. It's a very simple process. I'm done with sewing, and this is what it looks like. And then I'm just going to trim off any excess parts to give it that bra cup look. So just trim as much as you can. I'm also going to trim off the sides to give it a very flat look. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and this is the front. Okay, so I'll be doing the same thing for the other parts, the other cup. And here we have the 2 cups already done. Okay, can you see this is the front of my cup? I've sewn the 2 straps. I did an understitch and I've given it a very good press. Can you see how flat it is? And I've also joined the sleeves on the side, I have also ironed it, very light ironing. And this is the front part. I have ironed, I've joined and ironed it. Okay, so this is how the front looks like. After sewing, I notched it, actually the curved area, and I went to iron it. Okay, so I did the same thing on the lining for the front, and this is what it looks like. So this is the back. You can see I have also joined the back along the dart area, and this is it. So I'll be joining my front and back on the side using the seam allowance that I left. Okay, and then I'll fix my zipper to the center back, starting from the bottom part. I'm just going to fix my zipper. Okay, now I'll be doing the same thing on the lining. I'm going to join the lining on the side like I did for the front. And then for the strap, okay, I'm just going to notch the shoulder and the back. Okay, so this is it. I'm just notching the back part, and then I'll be fixing it on the front of my fabric. Yeah, I'm going to be fixing it like this before turning with the lining. Okay, so I'm going to fix the other one. Okay, can you see? And then I'll be laying the lining on it. Okay, so after sewing on two half-inch seam allowance, I'm going to flip and then do an understitch to keep the lining in place. And then I'll be joining the lining to the back also. Okay, so this is it. I've joined the lining and the fabric together, and I've also joined the shoulder strap to the front and to the back, and this is what my blouse looks like right now. This is the inside. Can you see how neat it's looking? Okay, so I have also fixed my zip. I have fixed my zip. The zip will be opening from the bottom part, so this is it. Okay, all right, so this is what my blouse looks like right now. This is the front and this is the back. So the next thing will be to finish the zipper area. I'm just going to sew it to the end. Okay, and then after doing that, I'll be sewing along the zip line also. I'll be sewing the lining on the fabric along the zip line, the zipper line. So I'm just going to pin that down. I'll be doing this for the two sides of my zipper. And then for the hem line, I'll be sewing the hem line with half-inch seam allowance, and then I will use my hemming tape on the hem line because I won't be able to do an understitch. So I'll be using my hemming tape to keep the lining in place. This is my hemming tape. So as I'm sewing, I'll be sewing on the hemming tape just to keep the lining in place at the back. Okay, so this is it. I'm done with sewing the sides. Can you see that? And I have also sewn the hem line. I've sewn the hem line using my hemming tape. My hemming tape is there. So I'll be turning it right side out from the armhole. Okay, So before doing that, I would like to fix my bra cup so that I'll be done with the inside part. Now I'll be using my hand needle to attach my bra cup to my fabric. Okay, so just pin it down at the under bust area. Ensure that you lay the bra cup properly. Okay, so I'm just going to sew with my hand needle. I'll be sewing all round. So I've sewn my bra cup and this is what it looks like. So I'll be bringing everything out from the armhole here. Yeah, so this is what my blouse looks like right now. I'm not done. I've not fixed my sleeve. So this is my sleeve. I'll be attaching it from the side of my blouse. So I'll just fix that side to the underarm of my sleeve, pin it down. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and then sew all round. I'll do that for the other sleeve as well. So guys, look at my blouse, see how neat and beautiful it is. So I'll overlock the armhole area and then I'll use my hand needle to tuck it in properly so that it's not visible at the front. Okay, so let me just zip my blouse and show you what the inside and outside looks like. Okay, this is back of my blouse. Can you see how flat that is? And this is the inside. The inside is very neat, very neat. Okay, so this is the blouse. This is the final result. This is what the back looks like. It came out so well. Remember, this is an Igbo Madam's blouse, so I decided to add more cutouts from the lace on the neckline just to give it a more unique and classy look. Can you see how the patterns of my lace aligned very well? And then I added this beautiful flounce to the sleeve just to give it some elegance, and I love the final look of this project. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.